what's going on, internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and this is episode 88. Before we get into the show, allow me to introduce you to my co-host, the first of which just got back from PAX West. Say what up to the people, UTX Travel the Don.
What's goody? What's goody? Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Hope y'all Negroes are paying attention. Football season, so yeah, my Sunday's about to be booked, but we still find time to do the podcast. So let's go.
Did you just assume our entire audience is black by referring to them as Negroes? Wow, problematic.
I mean, majority of them are. So
okay.
Even if they aren't, they're still Negroes. So.
We got some mixed audience members like Logic. Come on.
No, we do, but they're still Negroes. Whatever.
And our second co-host looks like he sells microtransactions. If you looked at his latest picture on Instagram, if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to follow him on Instagram at Gaming Ethos. Ethos, say what up to the people.
What to do, baby? It's your boy Ethos. We back at it again with another episode. Shout out to JG, he was holding it down at PAX, and that's it.
True. Yo, shout out to Vince Staples for shouting out GI too. Yo, let the people know how that happened, JG. Like he was a big fan, right?
I am to be honest, but shout out to Astro though. Astro had him at the booth. Apparently, he's like the first major artist that got signed to Astro. So he showed up. I thought it was just gonna be him, like, you know, just signing autographs or something. They had him sign like the little head plates or whatever. But he actually like was talking to his fans like for 3 to 5 minutes, like each person. So that was hella cool. I asked that dude, I was like, yo, like, will you be watching on Twitch? And you watch Twitch for real? He'd be like, nah, I don't really be watching Twitch, but he said one of his homeboys be doing like merch and doing designs for like some of these big streamers. He was like, yeah, I only know like Tifu and stuff. I was like, you know, black people on Twitch, right? He was like, to be honest, nah, man. He was like, I don't really know until y'all said something. I was like, bro, I got you. I was like, it's black people on Twitch, dog. I was like, you can watch us and support. It was like, you know, it's some people like you. So doing my business card, he was like, yo, you want me to shout you out? I said, nah, bro, don't shout me out. I was like, shout out my squad, Gaming Illuminati. So he just took my phone, did what he did, and there you go.
True. Shout out to Vince Staples. Okay.
Real one.
All right, we got a guest on today's episode. Our guest for this episode, he's a regular in the streams. I know y'all seen him. KO Kenny, say what up to the people. Shout out your social medias if you want.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kyle Markin. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Kyle Markin, and on Twitch is Kyle Markin as well.
True. I've been pronouncing that wrong my entire life. It's not KO.
No,
Kyle.
Fuck all y'all, bro.
Don't worry, I did that too. I literally just
The
did
more
that.
you know.
Whatever. Goku's in trouble anyway, so I don't care. The alphabet people are at the Goku. Anyways, if you want to appear on the next episode, be sure to back us on Patreon at patreon.com/GI updates. Also, take the show on the go if you would like. The podcast is available on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and all of the major podcast outlets. Download the GI app. It's available on iOS and Android. Just search Illuminati on your respective app store. Keep in mind we spell Illuminati with the word naughties and naughty or nice. Now, before we get into the main conversations, know all the free games that are coming this month for all you broke boys and girls across the world. For PlayStation, you guys can get a copy of Batman Arkham Knight and Darksiders 3. Not bad. And then on Xbox, you guys get Hitman Season 1. We Were Here. I don't even know what that is. Earth Defense Force 2025 and Tekken Tag Tournament 2. And then on PC, all I could find was on the Epic Game Store. You get a free copy of Abzu and The End Is Nigh. So if you're broke, you can't afford all these awesome games that are coming out that we're actually about to talk about right now, then hey, maybe you can play Batman Arkham Knight and you can have fun shooting all those tanks or something, because that was fun. Anyways, main conversations. A bunch of games that came out since the last podcast. The first of which we're going to talk about is Control. That is the new third-person action game / mindfuck from Remedy Games. They're the ones that have made Alan Wake, as well as that TV show that was on Xbox. What was that shit called?
Quantum Break.
Yeah, Quantum sucks. What's the name? JG, give us your kind of your first impressions.
Nah, bro, you go ahead. Tell us your experience.
No. I want to let y'all go first. No, listen. No. I'm gonna speak my truth. I'm gonna speak my truth. I'm gonna speak my truth. But I want some positive first. We don't want to start off with negative.
All right,
shit.
I will start it off, even though I wasn't the first person to beat it, because that once again goes to Gaming Ethos. I did play and beat the game on stream. Yet another game I conquered. So don't stop talking shit. We beat our games around here.
Most of us.
So Yeah, both of us, because this guy. Anyway, so Control was an interesting game. I would say, like, from a gameplay standpoint, I enjoyed it a lot. You get a good amount of upgrades, not too much. It doesn't make you like seem super overpowered. But once you get to a certain point, you do kind of feel like Jean Grey out this hole. So I like the gameplay elements that they did. Definitely had a lot of horror elements as well. As you can see, people on the stream when they were watching, they were like, oh, like that stuff was kind of creepy. Like, some people were getting kind of scared. So definitely, you can see like a lot of like points from, like, Alan Wake, that game. And then Quantum Break definitely had a lot of elements there too, mainly with the collectibles. And a lot of the cutscenes did kind of remind me, like, you watching a movie. It didn't go straight like the movie route like Quantum Break did, and that's why a lot of people didn't enjoy Quantum Break. But so it didn't do all of that. So you can, if you were worried about them trying to make it to like a full-fledged like movie or TV show, you don't have to worry about that. From a story standpoint, the only negative I will say is the game makes you like pay attention to everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Once I got done with the story, you still miss out on one of the most important things, and that's how the main character, whose name is Jessie, how she like got whatever was inside her, got her powers in the first place. The game does not show you that, so you do have to like do a lot of backtracking. You have to do a lot of reading with all of the collectibles that they do have in the game. So again, I'm just warning you, that is one of the main things that the game does not show you. And the game also kind of like leads on a cliffhanger. It was definitely like a mindfuck moment like before, because at first I was like, yo, that's it. What the fuck is going on with this game? Like, the game sucks. And then you play a little bit more. But it's still like at the end, I didn't feel like fully satisfied, just because like you do have to continue like doing the side missions and again do a lot of reading in order to like figure out the full story. And I would say like the ending, like with what I thought was going to be a boss fight, wasn't a boss fight. So I was kind of expecting something a little bit more challenging at the end. And once again, I did not get that. And again, I would assume that would be like something that would come once you do all the other side missions. Doesn't have a lot of side missions, but it does have, a good amount. And again, they are going to be important because you will not know the full story on what happened to Jessie and her brother until you did all of that. So if that's not the type of thing that you don't want to do, maybe you could avoid it. But I think, again, from a gameplay standpoint and from the story standpoint, just like going through the main part of the story, I thought it was done pretty well. I know one of the main negatives, and that's why Mr. TBH over here said fuck the game, would be with the actual map. The map does not hold your hand. I got lost a good amount of times too, but I ended up finding my way.
Well, that wasn't my problem, but go ahead.
Well, it was kind of it was like tied into it, because I saw what happened with you, because you didn't know what the fuck was going on with one of the bitches. Yeah. You didn't know where to go. So the game, like, it starts you off in just like an office, and it has like a lot of like corridors and floors and different areas that you can go to. So even though it is like in one building, you do have like a whole bunch of different parts of the actual building that you can actually go to. And the game doesn't tell you exactly where something is, where an objective is. So you do have to look around a lot in order to find out exactly where you're supposed to go and where you're supposed to get. And that was one of the complaints that a lot of people had that I saw with this game. So it does lead to frustration at times. Also, some of the puzzles are a little bit challenging. So if you're not a puzzle person, you probably won't like that. But again, like, I can get through the puzzles even if it takes me a little bit. I can do that stuff. So I think overall, like, it was a pretty decent game. But again, like, I was just expecting the ending to be a little bit more challenging, and I kind of wanted to know like everything that happened without me playing like all the side missions and stuff, because we don't have that time. We don't have that luxury to do all of that, because Gears is already out. So there you go.
Okay. Kenny, from outside perspective, you said you got the game, but you haven't gotten a chance to play it. I know you've seen some gameplay online. What are kind of some first impressions from you?
My first impressions were, it was a very interesting game because it's something I had never played. I never even seen Alan Wake before. So to see this game, it was interesting to say the least. But I think the thing I liked the most about it was the psychic powers, because I heard a lot of people were complaining mainly because it had shooting in the game, but there was nothing else. Like, people were complaining about, oh, the shooting it's just a shooting game. It's like, it's not really a shooting game because, she's got her psychic powers. And I feel like that was cooler, in my opinion anyway. Like, that was a cooler aspect to throw into the game than, just regular old shooting, because I feel like that would just make the game boring. Just a bigger third-person Resident Evil, if you would have looked at it like that.
Okay. Ethos, what about you? What was your hands-on experience with the game like?
Well, I beat it, so
Nobody cares, though. Like nobody fucking
you
cares.
just asked me for my opinion. What do you?
Nobody cares you beat it. I said, what do you think of the game? I said, what do you think of the game?
You already know when we give our opinion, people compare it to a review, so we have to separate to let it know that one person is just having a first impression because they haven't finished it, and other people have finished. You know how that.
I uninstall games, and I'm proud.
Yeah, okay, well, we know that. You slow the games. We got it. Okay. Anyways.
Flexing your damn EP this. Get to your opinion.
It's big. It's fucking big.
Let me the BBC.
It's a BBC.
The digital BBC.
Okay, anyways, jokes aside. I fuck with Control. I agree with JG almost on everything that he said. It's really a Metroidvania game. I would say it doesn't have as much backtracking as you think. I think it's only like the initial part of the game. There's a little bit of it, but nothing massive. But by the time you get like halfway through it's pretty straightforward. Like every main mission pushes you to a new part of the house. I know people didn't like the level design of it, but I feel it fit the narrative. And I know I'm going to probably get a lot of people who disagree with me on this, but I feel like it's okay only because of the context of the location. It's supposed to be a very confusing location because the house is supposed to be this very supernatural thing. But I did notice by the time I was like probably JG felt it too, and I get what he's saying. By the time I got halfway through the game, I didn't even need to consult the map because it was just like naturally I remembered where everything was. Because I like after reaching a couple places and how the house is designed and how certain rooms like connect with other rooms that you've already visited, you start to like recall certain places like, oh yeah, I've been here before. Oh, I know where I have to go. Oh, it's that place that I couldn't access before. I do agree with JG. I think the only weakest part of this game is definitely like the ending. You kind of feel like there should be like a boss fight, but there's not. And you're kind of like, like it kind of like leads you to this high point and it just like ends on more of a like a story twist than it does of a like actual like mechanical victory, which, you know, might turn some people off. But I do agree. I do think the combat is phenomenal. I like the way that it's built where it's a mix of using the gun, switching the gun, and then using your abilities. Like, I agree with what Kenny was saying too. I don't think the game is a game that you just run around with your gun because you're not playing the game right. It has this very interesting flow of where you have to use both the gun and your powers and switch in and out because you might use all your gun up and then now you have to wait for it to recharge and now you got to use your psychic abilities, or you use up all your psychic abilities and now you have to use your gun, or for certain enemies you might have to use a certain gun in order to like get rid of their shield or a certain power to get rid of the shield before you can like finish them with a gun. So it kind of mixes it up. I think my only complaint really would be I wish there was a little bit more enemy variation. But overall, though, like from it's definitely one of the most unique games that I've played in a long time. And I think it's going to stick with me for a while. I feel like what JG said, it's like a stepping off point. And I feel like whatever is going to come next, which is probably DLC, which I'm guessing what they're planning is, I think I'm going to be really interested in playing that DLC because I think it's going to expand this like very interesting universe that I haven't seen before done in a game. Also, I will say too, also a big shout out to whoever did the engine for this game. You guys are fucking crazy. Not only is like, do the graphics look like photorealistic and it's really good, but like the fucking physics engine, holy shit. The destruction in this game is like some of the best I've ever seen in a game in since Red Faction Guerrilla. It's been a long time since I've seen a game with like this level of destruction. The amount of destructibility in the entire environment, like all the physics that run in this game, like it's a crazy game and it's a tough game to run. Like it will make your computer its bitch, but it's worth it. It's a really nice game. So I do recommend it overall, except if you're getting it on console, I would say wait a little bit because I have heard from people who've hit me up on Twitter about it. They said that it does have a lot of like frame rate drops when like a lot of shit is happening on the screen. Like it can drop pretty low, but they're working on patching that now. But PC, if you have a PC version, I would say like, it's running really. So
y'all both played the PC version.
Oh, did you have any issues, Ethos?
No. I mean, I was able to stream it fine. I will say the game was just fucking demanding as fuck. Like I was getting like 50 frames. Sometimes it would drop to 40, but I never had anything where it was like unplayable. It just was like my computer could not play that at max settings. And get,
I was watching a couple of people trying to play it at 2080. I mean, not 2080, 1080 with a 2060, and they were struggling.
Yeah,
like, it was
ridiculous. I was playing with an ultra wide, so like I'm pretty sure like if you play with the 1080p, it's fine.
The Flex's monitor,
but
we can't not mention it, bro.
Look, I don't.
You are such a fucking nerd, dog. I was playing on my ultra wide.
Shout out to my ultra wide warriors in the chat.
Oh,
they don't
my
understand because they're broke boys, but y'all know we real ones.
Okay, so I'm glad Ethos brought that up about how people are tweeting him, because like y'all love to make fun of me for fucking uninstalling my games and shit. I'm glad y'all can both confirm too. So y'all both played the PC version. I got the Xbox version because I had a fear that it was gonna be like intensive.
Why do you do this to yourself?
Because I was streaming long term, like long hours and
you feel
shit.
Sorry for your Xbox?
Yeah, it's fucking sucks,
like,
bro.
I almost got 2K on.
Fucking the Xbox version, and mind you, I have the Xbox One X. So part of it is I only played this game because we had a little bit time between Gears and like 2K, and then I looked it up and it was only 10 hours, and I was able to get a free copy. So I was like, all right, I could run through this in like 2 or 3 sessions real quick. The Twitch chat really keeps begging me to play this game, so really I'm more upset with the Twitch chat than anybody. Like, this game is by no means trash. It's one of those games, it's just not for me. Like, I did like the gunplay and like the physics abilities and shit like that, little psychic abilities, but it's like I'm just tired of people asking me to play shit. Like, the game is fake deep as fuck, and y'all know I don't like that shit, bro. Like, all this mind fuck shit, I don't care, bro. And then the backtracking, I can't stand. I think Metroid is the only game where like I gave it a pass where like I can deal with some of the backtracking, but I cannot stand games with fucking backtracking. So I'm just aimlessly running around. I'm like, this shit is fucking boring. And then I thought maybe I was stupid and I couldn't read the map. And then the Twitch chat was like, people who actually have finished the game, they were like, no, your shit is glitching. And I thought they were trolling me at first. And then several other people kept confirming like, no, something's wrong with your fucking map. So I restarted the game. And this is what I was talking about. If y'all only saw the uninstall, you didn't actually see the stream. I restarted the game multiple times and fucking the shit was still glitched. So now I don't know where to go because the game doesn't work. The frame rate was dropping. It was like certain parts of the map just weren't showing, like that were supposed to be showing. So I had to aimlessly run around in the dark. I'm like, oh my fucking lord. And I got to backtrack. After about 3 hours, I was like, I'm done with this shit. So like, I will say, like, it's not a bad game, but if you do choose to pick that game up, please get it on PC. Cause I saw, I think it was Digital Foundry. They did the PS4 and Xbox comparison. That shit sucks on console, bro. It's not the way. I was like, I'm good off this.
One part did glitch on me too, like when I was towards the end and I was trying to figure out what was going on, and they did confirm to me like it was a part of the platform that was supposed to come up and it didn't. So I was sitting there for like a good 10-15 minutes trying to figure out what was going on, and I did restart my game. I restarted the checkpoint and then it did finally like do what it was supposed to do. So there are a couple of glitches here and there, but apparently like with you caught a glitch, like a game breaking glitch, and you couldn't continue, period. So
yeah, I was like, I had enough of this shit.
It makes sense.
Fucking, so I don't want anybody thinking that, like, I think it's a terrible game. Like, there was things that I did like that I noticed. It's just like, it's one of those games, like, it's not for me. And going into 2020, I'm just letting it be known. Like, I get certain people, y'all want to see me stream or, like, review games. But, like, I'm over this shit, dog. If I'm not interested in it, I'm not playing it. I don't care how much y'all want to see it, because then I'm just going to uninstall it, and then everybody's going to laugh at me, looking at him. He doesn't beat his game. Like, I told you motherfuckers I wasn't going to like this shit. I know what I like, okay? I know I'm almost 30 years old, okay? Jesus Christ.
So what we learned is you let Twitch chat bully you into games?
Yeah, they did.
I make them pay me to play games.
Whoa.
That's the thing. You gotta change your mindset to
stop spending your money, even though you didn't.
Well, I didn't spend it. I got it for free. That was the only reason I played it. It was a lowercase L. I didn't pay for that shit. But if anything, I felt bad because it was like that code could have went to somebody who would appreciated it more. And it's just like, bruh, like I'm just not interested in these games, and it is. I honestly, I should have got an Astro Chain because I wasn't. I love platinum game shit. I'm a pull-up artist, man. I'm a pull-up artist. I don't want to do all that mind fuck. I don't care about Evangelion and all that other shit. Okay, y'all know I love shonen. Okay, that's not a shonen game. Okay, thank you. But yeah, shout out to Control. Next game that we got on the notes, Gears of War 5. What's the name? Actually, you said that you've been playing that a little bit, Kenny. What's kind of your first impressions of Gears of War 5?
Man, I need Xbox to get it together. I got like maybe 4 games, and only 3 of them I finished last night because like it just seemed like it was hard to play. I was trying to play on my Xbox One X too. So like I would get in a certain game, I'll probably get about halfway through my first game, and I dropped immediately, and I got sent back to the dashboard. So I was like, okay, well, let's start it up again. So I finished. Luckily I was able to finish the rest of my games, but I was like, man, I'm not even trying to waste my time with it, because sometimes I would press start, then it would take a while, then it wouldn't load me in, send me back to the main menu. or that send me back to the dashboard. Then I got started again, and then I'll actually get into my game, finish it, and then that send me to the dashboard. I was like, man, I can't. And then that's what usually ended up just getting me off the game altogether.
Okay. But like gameplay wise, a little bit that you got to play, what did you like and dislike?
Oh, the gunplay? I can still say it's the gunplay. Gunplay is probably the best thing I enjoyed about it, and that the new escape game mode. It's better than what I was anticipating, especially the new aspect with the powers, or I guess you should say abilities. I really like those the most. But other than that, same old Gears to me for real.
I feel that. I haven't even touched that escape stuff. Ethos, you were like raving about it earlier because I guess you finished the campaign. Obviously, don't spoil it, but what are some thoughts from you for Gears?
Here it is. This is the I gotta give it credit, bro. Microsoft got a W this one. They've been struggling all generation to have another good hit Xbox exclusive, and I will actually say like this is probably the one in a long time where I'd be like, yeah. Xbox bots, stand up.
It only took all generation.
It took an entire generation. Well, you know what I think of it? It's like, and I got to be very specific on what I mean by it. People won't understand it. Xbox basically got their Last of Us for their console. I don't mean that this is as good as Last of Us. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is like how PlayStation finished off strong its last gen with Last of Us. This is like Xbox One swan song to their final, before they push to the next, whatever the fuck this next console is going to be called, Scarlet, whatever. I think this is a good way to go out of it because it leaves this sort of like bright future that Microsoft might be getting its shit together. And that means next gen, like they might be getting ready to like bring out some really fire games with like Halo and the rest of them. If this Gears 5 is something to compare it to, story wise, it's, I don't know what your guys' like favorite Gears is, story campaign wise, but I would say like mine, I think was 3. I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure it was 3.
Probably 3, yeah.
Followed up by like 1, and then like 2 is probably there, and I think that's all the Gears games. So like overall, I would say that like 5 right now is either almost tied with 3, or a little bit behind 3, but it's like right between 1 and 3 for me. It starts off kind of solid, and then it gets in this middle area where they introduce like the open world elements, and I think it's going to be a hit and miss with some people. I feel like some people will like the open world elements because it kind of like brings side quests into there, which actually give you like gameplay rewards if you do them and stuff like that. So it's not like just meaningless, like you actually are getting actual new things if you do them. Some people might find it as just like padding that's like unnecessary, but if that's the case, you can just skip over all of it and just drive to all the new quests, or might find it boring since the open worlds don't really have that much stuff happening in them outside of these points of interest. It really just depends. I'm kind of like indifferent to it. I think it's, some moments it's cool, but sometimes I'm like, I just want to get to that next mission. But like it really kicks up when you hit Act 3. When you hit Act 3, like shit gets like really interesting in Act 3. And that's when like literally like the whole where people are memeing about the emotional aspect of Gears 3, like that's when it starts to hit for Gears 5 is in Act 3. So I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but there's a twist that happens that I don't think any Gears game has ever done, and it's the first I've ever seen.
Was it actually surprising? Like you didn't see it coming?
Like I did not expect that thing to happen because like everything, it's like I don't know if I should say this. Okay, there's certain things I think when we went into Gears 4 kind of like expected, or we kind of like are accepting like, okay, this thing is probably going to happen. Like, like expect like predictions, like, like we probably like are all feeling that like certain people are like, oh yeah, like this person is probably like, because they're old, they're probably not going to be part of the games for much longer, something like that. But what Gears 5 does is like, just does something that you just don't expect. And you're just like, what the fuck? And then you're just like, oh shit. And then it just ends and it just goes on this roller coaster in the final like 2 acts. And then you just end it and you're just like, wow. What I will say as a con is kind of how it felt like with Gears 4. Gears 5 feels the same way. It feels kind of like how JG described Control. It just feels like that's like, wait, what? That's it? Like you feel like there should be something after it, but they just ended on another cliffhanger, just like they did 4, which is fucking irritating. So now we have to hope Gears 6 will pull everything together and finish it off in a nice little bow, because they're definitely pushing a trilogy thing. But overall, I would say campaign-wise, it's definitely one of the strongest campaigns for Gears in a very long time. yeah, I don't know if you want me to talk about multiplayer, but that's my thoughts on campaign.
Yeah, you can talk about multiplayer.
Multiplayer is really good. I'm actually nice at it, which is surprising because I sucked at Gears 4 multiplayer. So whatever changes they did, I really like it. I feel like the controls feel better. The gun
It's probably because it's a little bit more fluid. I did notice like the roadie run, it's not all stiff
way
anymore.
more fluid. Way more fluid. The gun balance feels way better to me in this game compared to Gears 4. I'd say it's close to Gears 3 balance. Like when they really started to balance things way better compared to like when that OP shotgun was pretty crazy and shit. I will say the maps are the only thing in the multiplayer I'm not fucking with. I feel like they're all feel the samey. Like,
I did too. I felt that way when I was playing multiplayer. I didn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't a map that really stood out to me.
Yeah, they just all feel like. I feel like some of them are for Gears 4. I'm almost positive like some of them.
They are. There's some that they remixed for from Gears 4. They are.
And I don't know if maybe it's perhaps like they lock certain maps for certain, like if you do quick play, classic, or arcade, or maybe the rank mode has specific different ones that I haven't seen yet. But I've gone through like already felt like 5 maps on rotation over and over again already from what I played, and I haven't seen any new maps. So I'm like, it can't be just 5 maps. So maybe these maps are hidden in a different rotation that I'm missing. So I won't comment on like the map length. The weapons feel good. The controls feel fucking really good. There's no loot boxes now in this, so that's pretty good too. The only problem, and I agree with Kenny too, the fucking servers. They've gone through 2 tech tests, all this other shit. The servers were horrible. I kept getting kicked out of games. It was only until today that the servers actually started to work. But now the only problem now is like it's not recording the results of matches. So I don't know if I'm actually getting credits or not. That's the only big con right now. But other than that, everything else seems to be working.
I think what's really pathetic about the servers too is y'all ain't got no games, and then y'all finally get one and your servers don't work.
Yeah,
like Jesus
servers
Christ,
don't fucking work. Escape is fun too. I really fuck with Escape. Horde I haven't played yet, so I have no comment on Horde yet. So that's gonna have to be a little bit when I play with you guys.
Gotcha. What about you, Jay?
So yeah, I probably have even less time than you two, but you, me, and Siggy, we did play the campaign for a couple hours. I feel like the campaign was all right. I know that we did have technical issues with mainly you and Siggy because you all were streaming. But I thought the campaign was fine. From what we played. We didn't get into like the whole open world thing like those were saying, so that definitely come a little later. We ended up beating 1 act, and my only issue. And they probably should have explained this. I don't know why they decided to go with this specific style of co-op, but it's not 4-player co-op, and it's really 2-player co-op with a robot if you want to play with Jack or Dave at the beginning. I felt like that was whack. Like, okay, like playing with Dave or Jack is cool, like for a couple of chapters, but we're in Act 2 and I'm still playing as Jack. Like, I don't understand that. Like, because I want to shoot people regular myself. So it's really just 2-player co-op. I don't know why they decided to do that, because even in Act 1, like we had Kate and we had Marcus running around. We had Cole and we had Foz running around in another chapter too. So they could have easily like made it 4-player co-op. So I don't understand what the design choice was with that, but that was kind of whack. So that's really my thoughts on the campaign so far, because again, I can't really go into depth about it, so it's really my first impressions. As far as the multiplayer, everything was smooth. Like, it really felt like Gears to me, and I actually enjoyed it. Like, even though like always the people who haven't played Gears are going to say that the shotguns are OP, or everybody just play with the shotguns, but
shotguns are consistent in this game.
That's just Gears. That's really the main thing. Like, people complain about like
you can't come into the 5th game and complain about the meta. Like, what?
Exactly. Like,
you wasn't with us shooting in the gym.
Yeah, exactly. It's not changing, with you just because you're new to gear. So that's just what it is. One thing that they did change with multiplayer, and I don't know if you all noticed, and I'm pretty sure this wasn't the thing with Gears 4, but correct me if I'm wrong. When you're playing multiplayer now, and like if you get a few shots from somebody, but if one of your teammates kills them and now like gives you the kill too, so kind of like Overwatch and stuff. So I feel like that was an interesting change to the multiplayer. I don't know why they did that, but I'm not
probably
mad.
because the community is full of kill stillers.
Yeah. So now you get the credit if you at least do some damage to the enemy. So I thought that was cool. I like all the guns for the most part. Again, I haven't gotten into like the thick of like all the guns. I haven't tried every single gun yet, so I'll give you my my full impression on that a little bit later. But for what I did try, like, I don't really have a problem with any of the guns. I use the majority of them, and they're cool. They're cool. But like I said, the Nashor's always going to be king, multiplayer specifically. So, but there you go. But and then one thing, and this is just like for streamers, this is just like personally for me. Shout out to Microsoft, whatever changes that you did with the Microsoft Store and playing this game on PC. I can actually see the game as a game capture now in my OBS. So shout out to y'all. I don't have to use monitor capture anymore. And with me actually using game capture, like I can actually run the game smooth and stream at the same time. So again, like from a streamer standpoint, I appreciate that shit so much. Because it was definitely a struggle trying to stream Gears 4 when that shit came out. Like Gears, I know there's a lot of us were having problems. So yeah, it was really, really bad.
I disagree.
Huh?
You disagree with what?
Me and Siggy, we couldn't stream the fucking game, bro.
You guys have shitty computers.
Well,
what are you talking about? My PC's new. What are you talking about?
You always have computer
I have a 2080, bro. Get the fuck out of here, dog.
You and Siggy always have computer problems.
Oh, no. Don't try to poor people me. Don't try to poor people me. What's the name?
I don't want to hear it. You don't have to.
No, it ran okay. It runs better than Gears 4, but it was a couple of moments.
What did you expect?
To rise above the poverty? What the fuck?
Well, obviously you did it.
I don't know, man. So I downloaded the Xbox version because it crashed my stream a couple times. I don't know. It seems to be
not an Xbox drone.
No, it works. It works fine. It works fine off stream for me. It's just when I'm streaming with OBS for some reason, like, and it's mainly like loading screens. Like it was crashing is what I noticed. It'd be an encoding overload. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just download the Xbox version.
So for context, I was using when I stream now. I use Streamlabs OBS. So again, I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but I didn't have any problems. This is again just me personally, but Siggy and TBH were having technical issues when we were playing the campaign. So I'll just let you all know that. So again, for me, this is just speaking for me. I didn't have any issues, and I can actually see the game now when I look at my list and choose a game to actually get to show up. So again, I appreciate Microsoft for that, but obviously other people weren't so lucky. So
true. Campaign's fire so far. Haven't even beat it. It's only like a few hours in, but it's been fire so far. Besides JG having to play the robot, that's stupid. Or anybody having to play the robot, period. Multiplayer, I mean, it's Gears. The one thing I did notice that I didn't like, though, there was like one new weapon. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like a Modar, and when they shoot it, it breaks apart and little missiles come down.
Oh, the Lancer G. It's just a grenade launcher version of
Lancer. Like it's cool. It's cool in TDM, but in like fucking was it Annex or King of the Hill? They got to get rid of that shit, dog. Because like we're capturing a base, and like I'm basically being penalized for playing the objective because all they got to do is get that gun and blow us all the fuck up, bro. Like that shit.
Don't let them grab the gun.
This is bullshit, dog. Fuck that gun. Like let it be in every other mode, but that one.
It's a power game. It's a power weapons game. You hold the gun, then you ain't got to worry.
That gun is bullshit in that mode. I don't want to hear it. So you want so you be using it is what I get out of it.
Absolutely.
You fucking bitch.
I'm gonna use the salvo. I'm gonna use whatever.
Get fucking good. Pull up with the shotties.
I'm sorry. I don't want to pull up with a shotgun and play 1v3.
Pull up with the shotties. Stop being pussy.
If you all want to hang together, holding each other's butts, I'm gonna shoot y'all with. I'm gonna blow you up with a mortar.
But I think just from early first impressions, it looks like Xbox, Microsoft, they finally got one. It only took all freaking generation. By the way, I don't think anybody mentioned it. This game is fucking gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
it looks amazing.
Runs good. It runs. I got like 100 frames playing this game on my ultra wide.
I'm just 40p. I'm just trying to figure out how old Marcus is and everybody else. Like, is they still fighting with that heavy ass armor? I'm like, how?
I think he's 60. He's in his 60s.
He's in his early 60s, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Gears, like JD is like 20 something, isn't he?
Yeah. The medicine must be good in that time period.
No, it's just
servers though. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, if only the servers could stay alive like Marcus.
The Gear servers were like separately bad, and then Xbox Live went down like on Friday. Like
Xbox Live always goes down, bro.
Xbox always goes down. Gears 5 and 2K coming out the same day. Oh my god.
And 2K sucked too. Them servers were horrible too.
Man, if you like me, the reason you don't like cooking is not because you can't. It's because you spend 30 minutes cooking, then you inhale the food in 5 minutes, then you gotta wash the dishes, man. Forget all that. Just Postmate your food. Postmates is your personal food delivery, grocery delivery, whatever kind of delivery service all year round. Anything you're craving, Postmates can deliver. They're the largest on-demand network in the US and offer delivery from all restaurants, grocery and convenience stores, and traditional retailers you could possibly want or need. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Postmates will bring you what you need within the hour. No more trips to the store. You don't have to know where the store is. Postmates will deliver anything to you. Just download the app for iOS or Android for free. Browse local restaurants and businesses and track your delivery in real time. Now, for all the fans of the GI podcast, don't worry, I got you. For a limited time only, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 of free delivery credit for the first 7 days. To start your free deliveries, download the app and use the code GI. That's the code GI for $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days when you download the Postmates app. Anything you need, anytime you need it, just Postmate it. Download the Postmates app and save with the code GI now.
All right, people, let's talk about the holidays. Now, I know it's crazy early to talk about the holidays, but if you're like me, you don't want to go through another holiday season taking closed mouth photos while everyone else is grinning ear to ear. That's why I'm getting my photo ready smile now with clear aligners from Candid. Candid aligners can help straighten your teeth faster than traditional wire braces. Treatment takes just 6 months on average. An experienced orthodontist who is licensed in your state creates a custom treatment plan. Then they show you a 3D preview so you can see how your teeth will look like when you're done. Candid aligners are comfortable, removable, and completely invisible. Candid ships your aligners directly to you, so there's no hassle of going to an orthodontist office, and Candid costs 65% less than braces. And with each aligner purchase, Candid donates $25 to Smile Train, who brings safe, 100% free cleft lip and palate treatment to children around the globe. I'm going to have a photo ready smile by the holidays, and you can too. Go to candidco.com/GI and use code GI to get $75 off. That's candidco.com/GI, code GI for $75 off. candidco.com/GI, code GI.
We'll
talk about that. That's
Don't worry.
Go ahead, Kale. Can you tell the people about 2K? Wasn't you just playing that or something?
I'll be back in
2K.
I don't know, man. So it's 2K. I feel like it's a decent. It's had a decent start. It's the typical rough patch to it though, because like you still need that day one patch. Day one patch gonna fix mainly the loading issues, and it'll fix the first thing people complain about, which I haven't really seen many complaints as far as gameplay. Like in the
no. I think people who enjoy basketball, I haven't seen too many complaints, but like the dribble community, they fucking hate this game, dog. And it's funny too, because I was watching some videos right before we were recording, and like I've seen some people who are quote unquote consider themselves like dribble gods, and what it comes down to is badges just really matter this year. And like the problem, the 2K community is so fucking stupid, dog. The game comes out and they don't go into my career and grind their stats and their badges. They just go into the park and then they call the game trash, and it's like your player can't do anything. That's why. But from what I've seen, you could still do some of that. You can't do as much, but you could still do a lot of that dribble bullshit. It's just they didn't want to grind their character.
Hell yeah. Like there was a couple of me and a couple of other guys in the Discord. We practically spent all night to complete the my career portion. And we were like picking and pointing out things from each perspective. Like I'm a center, I believe 55, he's a point guard. And we were just pointing out different things that different players could do and that they couldn't used to do. Like for instance, I think my build is like a paint defender, but for some reason it comes up as a stretch 5 as well. And I can shoot threes, but I'm a fucking beast under the rim. So I'm like, yo, that's kind of out of control right there. But and I'm quick as hell, which is also kind of weird for somebody 6'10", 250 pounds.
It's because you put the defense on them, so they're gonna give you that quick lateral quickness and shit.
That's out of control. But I'm talking with the ball in hand.
Oh, big yikes!
Ball in hand. I'm like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, my player can do everything except for dunking. My layups are okay, but I can shoot threes, shoot mids. I got gold defensive badges. So it's like I can do everything except for just slash, which I don't care to do. So like, yeah, if you build your player right, you can customize it more.
One thing logically I can say I don't understand is why are the shorter people able to dunk so well in comparison to the taller people? Like, I get that, you know, you kind of don't want to give people the unfair advantage of just being tall and, you know, just bullying people under the rim. But that's literally how basketball works from time at time.
It's the sport where being tall has an advantage.
Exactly. So like if somebody's 6'10", it's usually nothing. Like it's 6'10" and up, it's gonna be nothing for them to dunk the ball. So I'm kind of getting tired of like every time we're on a fast break, I do a layup. It's just me nitpicking at this one, but it's just I want to be Flair. I want to be like Nature Boy. I want to woo.
I think the issue is the community. Like, I feel like the developers are trying to find ways to like quote unquote balance the game, because they know, like, unfortunately, as soon as this game comes out, like, people are just trying to find ways to break and exploit shit.
We saw like 10 videos, badge glitch. There was like one, I swear there's a YouTube video. It's like, I think it might be the top one for badge glitches. I think it's like 15 minutes long. And
like,
that was
it's like, damn, the game just came out, and that's why they be doing that stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, they don't realize it ruins the game. Also, when they be glitching the game, it takes longer to patch the things that actually need to be patched, because now they got to fix the shit that you just broke. But in terms of like actual gameplay, I like the gameplay changes. I like that it's slower. I like the fact that there's more dribbling styles. Like, it's not just all that fancy stuff. Like, speed really matters this year, I've noticed too. So I'm actually liking it. It's funny too, because the 2K community complains like they want a skill gap, and I feel like this year they like, you can, if you don't know anything about 2K and you look at 2K20, it looks like the same game, but it feels and plays completely different. That's one thing I'll give them. They definitely were not lying about this new motion engine that they're using. There's way more animations, the way the game handles. Yeah, and I really like it. It feels more like basketball.
Too, on the defensive side, with the new read and react system, I think that's probably the best thing they've ever done, because I remember in 2K18 I was talking about this. I was like, it would be so much better just when you're guarding on ball, is if you there was like a button battle, something like a button battle, right? So if they're trying to drive right, so it's your job to guess, are they gonna go right or are they gonna go left? So whichever side you're gonna flick the stick to, you can beat them off the dribble. But I mean, it took them 2 years, but I was happy they put it in there, and I'm enjoying it. And I, like I said, I just love it right now. So yeah, I don't have much to complain about. So yeah, other than that, the damn loading, God, it gets worse by the hour, not the day.
Like, I seen the 2K account tweeted something, and somebody replied to the tweet. And he was like, oh my God, can y'all fix this stupid fucking game? He's like, why do y'all keep trying to make this game so realistic, bro? Just bring back NBA 2K16 gameplay or whatever. And I'm sitting there reading that tweet, and I'm like, their whole tagline is the world's most realistic basketball simulation. And you're upset that they're creating a more sim game. Like, the reality is most of the 2K community fucking sucks, and they use game-breaking, glitchy animations. And now that they're finally cleaning that shit up, like, people are panicking, and too many people, I feel like, are throwing their opinions out, and they just need to adapt.
Cheese looking real moldy right now.
Yeah, it only took all generation, but they actually finally cut the cheese. I think the biggest issue with 2K20 is on the technical side.
Yeah, just about right now, because like I said, like some of the games it doesn't take that long. What I have noticed though, I don't really play Park that much, but when I have been playing it, as far as like on the technical side, when you step on a spot, like for a game, and I don't know, I've noticed it's been happening, like not in just this one but in previous ones, but you'll step on a spot, you could be the first team there, but when another team steps on, I'm talking about like while you're in a squad spot, when another team steps on, they'll get the game first over you, even though your team has been there this whole time. So that was something kind of weird I caught a couple of times yesterday. But
that weird ass latency.
Yeah,
fucking servers crashing. Like I don't understand. Y'all make fucking billions of dollars. Why can't y'all invest more in your servers? I don't understand, man. And then also, freaking, I'm about to start like a hashtag campaign on Twitter, man. It's about time, bro. Hashtag fire Ronnie2K, bro. Because
he might just be the most misinformed. I don't even know his title actually.
He's community manager.
He's the community manager?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's not a game developer, which a lot of people think. Like, if you go to his Twitter, he's a community manager. He just takes feedback.
Yeah, that doesn't help his case at all at this point then, because I was watching a video from a YouTuber, and he was talking about how it was a clip. He was talking about how Ronnie was like really misinformed about, he might have been misinformed about what features were in 2K, like being able to respect certain things like in your build. And I was like, that sounds believable, and it's not completely off. because there are things you can respect. So like
he just didn't get all the
respect.
details, and he talked before he was ready to talk about
Yeah,
it.
basically.
No, that's real, because Mike Wang, the lead director for the game, he was in Annoying TV stream, and the screenshot is like floating around, and Annoying was talking about how Ronnie was saying that you can respec your characters, you don't have to spend more VC on a new player. And Mike Wang typed in the chat, and it was his account because it was verified. He said, I don't know where you got that info from, but it's not true. So he confirmed that Ronnie, maybe he wasn't lying, but he's misinformed, and he's speaking before he should. Like, clearly the dev team and the community managers are not on the same the same playing field or whatever. And it's just like, it seems like the biggest complaints are about, like, they created a whole compilation on Twitter of all the lies that he told. And it's like, bro, it's y'all might need to, I almost feel bad for the developers now. It's like y'all might need to let this dude go. Like, some of y'all do play a role in that because y'all not keeping him on a chain and paying attention to what he's saying. He's just running his mouth on the stream. But at the end of the day, he did say it. And it's like, let's be real, nobody likes him in the community. So
I could care less for him, honestly. Like, I don't. Yeah, I can't trust nobody that plays on the broadcast camera. I can't trust nobody.
Yeah, it might be time to look at a new community manager, because from what I've seen, some of the biggest issues are people are pissed about all the things that he lied about, basically.
Yeah, that respect thing was a really big hit, because like, because I even was under the impression of that, like, okay, so I'm not gonna feel too bad about if I do this. Like, you can respect with the badges. I think he might have knew what he was talking about, but he didn't know to what extent, like you said. So yeah, that probably hit it. Was probably the
Yeah, he also said you could change your takeover from whenever you want, which isn't true. Once you pick it, it's permanent.
For that, I was really hoping for that.
It's not true.
I picked up Spotted Shooter, but yeah. It's pretty fucking useless now.
And now that this info is coming out in the last 24 hours that Ronnie don't know what the fuck he's talking about, it makes me wonder, is that why that day one patch never came out? Like, they're scrambling to just try to fix or implement whatever he said.
It's like that SpongeBob scene when it was like, delete everything.
Basically. Yep. It's a damn shame. Yo, JG, you been quiet. You was on the fence about 2K from the outside looking in. What you think?
I'm still on the fence. I ain't buying that shit. Nigga, first day y'all sitting there
Smart
complaining.
man, JG.
One of the main people who plays 2K all the time says that he's not playing it, and that's Flock. I'm like, no, something definitely has to be going on. Y'all literally complain about the exact thing. I mean, he's definitely a hypocrite, obviously. He is a huge hypocrite. But the first day, I remember I asked him, because that's when we was about to play Gears. I'm like, what happened, bro? Like, you were like, I'm not playing it until they bring out their first day patch. So I'm like, what happened? And he was like, the game is just ass. So I was like, okay. Like, what? Okay, was there anything specific that happened? But I'm seeing like the same stuff happening. Face scans are messed up. The servers are, again, one of the main things that everybody complains about, and they still didn't fix anything. Like, even minus all the gameplay stuff that you all talked about, because it seemed like you all enjoyed the game for the most part, but it seemed like the servers are like the main thing that once again is like, hindering everybody from being able to play. And then on top of that, Xbox Live was down on Friday, so a lot of people couldn't play it anyways on Xbox. So it's just a mess, man. Like, I agree with you, TBH. Like, it's been so many years. Like, you all have made billions of dollars, not even just from people buying the game, but they're buying the Legend Edition. They're investing all of this VC every year just to play the game, and you all can't upgrade these servers. Like, why are the same things still happening year after year? So I'm still on the fence. Like I said, I haven't bought 2K in the last couple years, and I know the AB was like, when you buying a game, I was like, when y'all niggas donated to me. So he was like, all right, bet I got you next week. So, and whoever wants to donate, you can donate, and I'll play it. I'm not saying I'm going to play it for long, but I'll play it.
Now that I think about it, yeah, like, they're just not, like, the dev team is just not in line with the community, period. So it's everybody's fault, because not only is Ronnie2K spreading misinformation, but a lot of them 2K YouTubers that went to community day, they were spreading misinformation, because one of them chicks said that you could play as women in the park, and it turns out that wasn't true. And she tweeted that shit out, and then she was on NBA, the TV, the little show that they do before every game, and I'm like, why? Like, any other company, you sign NDAs and that type of shit gets you in trouble. Like, why is this not on this side? Like, I just don't understand what's going on. It just seems like from the top down, like it's a hot mess going on right there.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing, because like, they've been doing 2K Day for a long time, right? And I know, like, a lot of the community's initial problems were like, y'all were sending the same people out, and these people don't really know 2K like that. They're always giving us misinformation. So they're like, okay, you know, we'll let some of the smaller people in there who actually care about the game and want to see the game succeed. And, you know, it seemed like the same stuff is going on just with more people now, like more people who you don't even know about, more people who aren't necessarily credible about the game. Or at least in my opinion, they're still, you know, spreading the misinformation. They're still, you know, trying to leak stuff. It's like, what is going on there? Do you all have people signing stuff? Why are you giving them the wrong information? Or why are they sounding like, you know, they want to give out the wrong information just to get a little clout for a couple of seconds? Like, you need to sit these people down and you need to tell them everything that's going on. There needs to be credible people on the dev side, not Ronnie2K, because apparently he's an asshole. He's a fuckhead. He doesn't know what's going on. So y'all aren't talking. So there needs to be Mike Wang and the other dev need to sit down with these people, everybody who you invite to 2K Day or everybody who you give this information to before the game comes out. And you need to tell them everything that's going on, all of the truth about the game. And you need to sit them down and you need to make them sign an NDA, because this is getting dumb now. All this stuff is coming out and people are getting excited, and then this stuff ends up not being true. And then on top of that, you can't even play the game because the servers are messing up. And,
and then you're rewarding those people by giving them your platform.
Clout. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And then in the same sense, you're really hurting your brand when you allow them to just, you know, spew as much false information as they want.
You also had that My Team drama too from like a week or two ago with the My Team thing, which just the casino shit or whatever, which is it was a lot of, don't be wrong, like it looked really bad. It is a pay to win mode with the card packs and shit, but it was a lot of misinformation being thrown around about that mode. But fuck 2K, so I don't care. I will say the only thing that pissed me off about all that shit is like the Columbus syndrome. Like 2K community has been, like the way they were covering that story, they made it seem like everybody just loves that shit. There are a few bad apples in the community that play that pay to win mode. I opened that mode once and said never again. I will not touch that shit. But they made it
in college, and I've wasted a lot of money.
They made it, the way them articles and all them big YouTubers, they made it seem like motherfuckers is just loving that shit, bro. And I'm just like, oh my fucking god, acting like they discovered something. And I'm like, bro, y'all got Columbus syndrome. Like, I appreciate finally there's a bigger voice being held to it, but it's just like, I don't know. 2K is a hot mess. Can you please just get it together? Can you please get it together? And it's a shame too, because like we said, it's actually a good game from a gameplay standpoint. Just the technical side and the business side of things. It's just like, it's hard to be a black man in America, man. Am I right?
Don't worry. EA will save us with 2K. I mean, live.
Yeah, fucking. They had some AMA. They said they got something to show real soon. Maybe during maybe in October or in the preseason or something like that. Like they'll finally reveal it.
I might give it a try.
Come on, NBA Live, get it together. We rooting for you.
Bring back NBA 07.
Okay.
Crazy, because them servers were bad too with that game. I mean, no better, man. It's a shame.
Bad game, bad servers. Since the last podcast, the Call of Duty 2v2 alpha happened. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I believe we all got some hands-on time with it, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you think, Jay?
Again, I remember when we first saw this before they even revealed anything about the multiplayer. I'm not a fan of the 2v2 mode. Again, it's cool if you are, but I'm not a fan. So I'm still not going to make this the end all be all that he's gonna maybe 100% want to get the game. I still said I'm copying it, and there have been some toxic moments. We have been called the N-word multiple times, so people are being super toxic. So I like that. The toxicity is back.
I like
this
that.
man. I like that. Oh my god! You now they're gonna hop on Twitter and call you gamer words. Oh my lord!
Toxic boy. Grocery stores all around. Let's go.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding. But no, I'm serious about the N-word being spread around, because people are getting super toxic in that game. So it does remind me of the old days, Modern Warfare 2 days. But back to the gameplay. Again, this isn't a game mode that was like, oh my god, like I really want to get it. It's cool. I got a chance, try out the rest of the guns or whatever, the majority of the guns in the game, and they all feel good. Like they do all feel good. Like I felt like, besides like a couple of guns, I felt like they had some weight to them. It wasn't, a laser when I was shooting around. And that particular game mode did have a heightened version of tactical elements to it. But I just want to play the 6v6. I'm gonna just be honest, because that's just the bread and butter. That's just what I want to do. So I'm waiting for that part of the beta to come out, which is actually coming up soon. I think the next couple of weeks. So we'll get to try that out, and then I'll give my like full impressions, like whether like I'm super copying this game or not, like whether I'm super excited to play it. But the 2v2 was all right. It gave me like a little slice of what's to come. But again, I'm waiting on this 6v6 mode because yeah, that MP5, man. That MP5 is that's the gun right there. That gun felt really good. So again, like some guns felt super good. I do like the movement in the 2v2, but again, I'm just ready to run around in like a big map and get the 6v6 popping. But it was all right though. It was all right, but just that mode it just isn't my cup of tea. So I can't really say for sure like if the game was good or not just based off of that little slice.
I feel like my opinion is null and void on that. That mode fucking sucks, but that doesn't make it a bad game. I just don't like that mode, man. Yeah. And I think what made that mode very bad to beta test, and like this is why like beta or alphas could be dangerous. Freaking that could low-key fuck up your sales because people might touch that and be like, I'm not playing that game, even though that, because most people are not rational. They'll just fly off the handle. They're not gonna look at it as like, oh, that's just the 2v2 mode. Maybe I like some of the other stuff. They might look at that and be like, I'm not gonna buy that shit. So it's like, you gotta be careful about what you demo. I think they would have been better off demoing traditional TDM, because that new mode, it was not only was it sweaty, but it was hard to like play because every round like you got a new gun, and like each round lasted like 30 seconds, so you never really got a chance to adapt and really get a feel for the weapons and the recoil on them. So it was just too sweaty for like a fucking alpha. I'm like, I didn't like it at all. And then like I was playing on PS4 with a controller, and them guns, like this is the first Call of Duty, like them guns had some kick to it, and I have no problem with that. Like it creates a skill gap. But I needed a mouse and keyboard, and they like my chat told me that you could plug in the mouse and keyboard. I was like, I'm not gonna do that for no damn alpha. Like I'll just wait for the PC version to come out. That shit felt weird with a controller. What about you though, Kenny? Yeah, I feel that.
Ah, damn. You really didn't like it.
Ethos, what'd you think of the alpha?
That shit was trash, bruh. Nah, I agree with TBH. I'm the exact same way. I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't played FPSs in a long time on a console with a controller. I'm just garbage at it. I couldn't. You can just look at the footage on GI's channel, bro. Chaos had to carry me. I can't shoot with those guns because the kick. I need a keyboard and mouse to even like be able to give my opinion on this game, because just controller for me is just no bueno right now. I just don't like the way the controller feels with that level of kick and how clunky the characters feel. So I agree with you, TBH. I gotta wait till this next beta comes out. I think in a couple of a week or two. I think
like for the pre-order people to get to play it this week, and then everybody else the next week.
Yeah, I'll see if someone can give me a code. I'm pretty sure I can.
Thank God it's crossplay too. So then, like, we could play it on PC and still play with everybody. But if it wasn't, I probably would have not purchased the game. Crossplay low key saved this for me because I didn't like the way it felt. If there was no crossplay, I don't think after Black Ops 4, I don't think I would buy it on PC, even if it does feel good, because I feel like we need more people. So hopefully it feels good. I do agree with JG. See how it feels. That shit was blurry on PS4 too.
It was downgraded. It was blurry. The textures were all muddied.
I was like, am I spoiled? What is this?
No, I did have to like stare like really close to my TV while I was playing. I had to stand up and like stare at my TV close in order for me to like know what was going on, because I couldn't see people from far. I don't know if you guys had that problem, but like I had difficulty seeing people, especially on some of those maps. Some of them just blend in. It reminds me of fucking Modern Warfare 3. That same shit where like certain enemy characters models would mix really in with the background. You wouldn't be able to tell that they were there. It's the same shit with this game. I felt like because the resolution is so low and the graphics are so low, it's hard for me to like see things. But that's probably because I've been on PC, with a ultra wide for such a long time. But not everybody can be as fortunate as us to play at higher resolution. So I get it.
Yeah, I was like, is this that 900p shit? What the fuck is this? When is the beta?
I think
okay, so let me get the specifics of it so we can stop speculating. The open beta, well, not the closed beta, sorry. The closed beta is from September 12th to the 16th, and then for everybody else it's going to be from the 19th to the 23rd.
So the 19th, okay, because I'm not pre-ordering.
Yeah, I'll wait, because that's actually my birthday, so I'll play on the 19th. I'm not pre-ordering shit unless somebody again gives me a code or something. Then I'll play this week.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Alright.
Yeah, I agree though. Like, damn, I was trash too. Chaos carried me as well. I was like, man, what is going on?
What is happening?
PS4
I know I'm not bad at shooters. Like, what the?
I never really played shooters with the PS4 controller either. I don't like the
we played with
analog
Xbox,
sticks. I
bro,
prefer the
yeah.
Xbox controller.
Yeah, we were playing this shit on Xbox. I was playing that forever. So yeah, I don't like it on PlayStation. I never played Call of Duty on PlayStation. So like, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm used to playing shooters with a keyboard and mouse. So I had a homie today actually say, he was like, man, he was like, I don't like the crossplay, man. It was coming with this Call of Duty. I was like, why? He was like, man, he was like, they're gonna be doing some crazy stuff, and I'm gonna know that they playing with keyboard and mouse. I was like, haha, get ready, boy, we coming for you. I was like, I don't care, man. I can't wait to destroy y'all if y'all think it's gonna be bad.
I mean, they could just turn up the aim assist to ultra plus ultra. I don't know if you saw that setting that was in the menus.
That unfortunate thing. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of people doing that, and it might end up being, spelled super bad for everybody. But again, we'll see how it is. I was like, you really don't have that much to worry about. But I see that this is still a main complaint with a lot of console players. They just don't like the fact that like a lot of these games are getting crossplay with PC. So.
Okay. What's her name? Did we lose Kenny?
Yeah, he hasn't.
Kenny.
Maybe his internet went out, but we'll pull him back in if he gets straightened. All right. Well, going on to the next one. I didn't touch this one, so I'm gonna let y'all talk about it. The Ghost Recon Breakpoint beta was this weekend. I actually had a code for it. I just forgot to download it because I was playing Gears 2K. What did you think of the Breakpoint beta, Ethos?
Okay.
Ooh, deep side.
I fuck with it, and Chaos fucked with it too, which is fucking weird because it's not what they per se advertised the game was. Like, they kind of push it as this very like realistic survival game, but in all actuality, it's more of a light shooter. It's kind of weird to explain it. Like, it still has this like realistic. I'm pretty sure if you extreme difficulty, it's very realistic. We just played at normal because we were just trying to try like that. But we thought it was fun. I feel like.
So what kind of content was in the beta? First of all, like what are you describing? Because I didn't even know what was in it. So
there was like maybe four or five like main stuff that you'd be able to do, and a couple of side quests, and you could just run around most of the world and just like fuck around and shit and explore it. And I think also there was the PvP mode available for you to test out, but I hadn't had time test that, unfortunately. I wanted to because I liked the Wildlands version of it. So yeah, that was all the content available. And on top of that, the game looks great. I didn't run into a lot of like technical issues from like an optimization standpoint, but there were bugs galore. Me and Chaos like ran into like a couple of bugs. Some of them were really fucking irritating. Like certain animations were mismatched, I think, during the beta. We couldn't revive each other. Like, we would revive the animation, it wouldn't actually revive the other characters. I think there was like some desyncing issues. There was like disconnection issues at first, but then they just cleared out. So unfortunately, like, yeah, there definitely seemed to be some Bethesda level of bugs happening in that beta, but I'm hoping it's just an old build of the game. Maybe they have something new with more bug fixes in it. But I think the reasons I like this game way more than Wildlands is, one, the setting is way more interesting than Wildlands. It's way more graphically enjoyable instead of seeing dirt and just fucking dirt and just poverty everywhere. It's different setting. It's a breath of fresh air. Overall, the idea of it seems more interesting too. It's like the game actually hunts you. So like there's like this big ass fucking like AC-130 that will go over the island, and like if it sees you, it'll actually like tell the hunters where you are, and then these like literal this hunt party will appear and they'll just start hunting you down, and you gotta like run for your life. Like, it's literally like the meme. It's like I'm fighting for my fucking life. Like, you're running through bushes, you're trying to, you're getting shot in your leg, you're taking injuries, you're like holding your leg while you're trying to like run through bushes. Your boy is trying to shoot like back at them to try to like cover you, and you're trying to like
Ubisoft salesman.
I mean, this is just me being honest. Like, this is what I mean. I wish Chaos was here because I knew this is the shit me and Chaos knew would happen. We knew like this. Like, yeah, convincing anyone else to like try this game out or give it a chance to try it this weekend is going to be near impossible unless like get it. But I do agree with Chaos. Like, I feel like I wouldn't pay full because there's still some stuff that I'm iffy about. But like, if I was ever given this game, I definitely would play it. I'm way more interested in this game than WoW, to the point where like I definitely want to play it now. But like, there's just so many games coming out right now that might hit the backlog. But if I do get my hands on a copy of the game, I would play it. It seems like they took a lot of the feedback, a lot of the issues that I had with WoWland seem to be addressed here.
When does that game come out? You making it seem like it's coming out? I thought it was 2020.
October.
Oh, it's coming out this year?
It's here next month.
Niggas got a ball. No, niggas got
It's a lot of shit. Well, I mean, y'all rage quit by October. I'm calling it now. By October, y'all
competitive.
You're gonna do it, and then you're
big baller. Yeah.
So I'm willing to call that on the podcast. I'd say by playing 2K.
We played 2K all year last year. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I'm just saying.
It was JG that rage quit. Don't forget.
Okay.
What is the name?
Other games happen. I don't know about that.
What'd you
yeah.
What did you think of Break? Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do you think of the Breakpoint, JG? Because you played it too, didn't you?
No, I played Gears.
Oh, I thought you said. Kenny, did you get a chance to play Breakpoint, the beta?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to play it, but I saw gameplay on Twitch from a couple of people. It's rough. It looks rough. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's just a beta and all, but
it's rough. I do agree with that. It's definitely
dealing with Ubisoft. When you see like betas, that's like next week. That's like,
I mean, is it a beta? It comes out next month.
I mean, they got a month.
1 month left. So I'm like,
whatever.
Like it's just, I don't know. Like it's kind of had a division type feel, just a little bit more like up close and personal, but it's still in third person. So I don't know where they're going with that, like that type of angle with it, just the camera wise. But from the looks of it, it looks like the gunplay wise and just gameplay aspect, it looks fun. It looks enjoyable. I don't know if I would get a day one though. It'll probably go on the backlog too.
I would say my final impression of it would be, I feel like it's one of those games. It's a social game where like, if you can get 3 of your buddies, I feel like it's a great bonding tool that all 3 of you guys can play and have fun playing together. Like if you've been looking at kind of like a board thing, like if you want a game where you can turn your brain off, like you say, it's not full of fake deep shit. It's not questioning your morality of being on the line and shit like that. It's just
on the line.
Have some fun with your rednecks and blow some shit up. Like that's literally what the game is. Like I think you're gonna have a lot of it. But I think if you're a solo person, if you're not that type who likes to like play with your friends and like, plan and strat and do cool shit together, like I don't feel like you'll have fun with this game. I don't think it's gonna have any depth to it, like from a story standpoint or really like gameplay wise. It's not gonna be the most complex, realistic game you'll ever play. But I think if all your friends are like, yo, let's just play something together, I think like Breakpoint will be a great game for that.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with some thought-provoking games, it's just I don't like fake deep shit,
Well, trust me, it's the complete polar opposite of that. So
what was it? Because I remember me and you both like, what was that third-person shooter where you played the soldier and he went crazy? That shit was good. That was
like that? That's fake deep as it gets.
That was not fake deep, bro.
Yes, it was.
What was that? What was that fucking
Spec Ops
game?
The Line?
Yeah, Spec Ops The Line. That was a good game.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
That game was fire.
That shit was not fake deep though. That shit wasn't fake deep.
Oh, so that wasn't fake deep shit.
No, it wasn't.
I might have just been too young to even pay attention to the story when I was a kid, so I just thought the game was really cool.
I thought it was good. Just all that astrophysicist mind, Jean Grey shit. I don't really care about that shit, bro. But I guess look out for that game in October. I don't know. I just didn't feel inspired to install the beta. I was like, it was recon, shoot shit. It's missing something that'll hook me though. Man, you told me to put Astro Chain on the nose, bro. What did you want to say about Astro Chain, Ethos? You're the only one that's playing.
I gotta give you this plug. I got a shill for this game. Look.
All right, here comes the used card.
If you have a Switch and you've not picked up this game, what the fuck are you doing? Big mistake.
Playing Smash Bros, Banjo-Kazooie.
Smash Bros trash. Throw that shit in the trash. Nobody play that shit. That online is trash.
The dislikes just went up 15 more on the video. Oh my lord!
I said it. I fucking said it. While you guys cry on Twitter about why your favorite fucking loser isn't in the game, I'm over here playing Astro Chain, bro. Low key, one of the best anime I've played. Yeah, one of the best fucking anime games I've played in years, bro. This game is literally like playing through a season of good fucking shonen anime. I'm telling you right now. I
don't know if that's a good metric to measure it against because most anime games suck. Just say it's a good game.
No. I have to understand. Playing it is like playing through like an anime, like a season of anime, like watching it, but you're actually like experiencing it. That's what I'm saying by that. it blows. I mean, I don't even have to compare that. It blows out almost all of the anime games out there. But I'm saying, like, even from like a game standpoint too, which I'll get to. Gameplay wise, it's a platinum game, so you know what you get in here. You know, Bayonetta, Nier Automata, you getting that fire ass action based gameplay with a unique twist, and the whole Legion system is dope. A great mix up with combos. It's not as in depth as I'd say like Bayonetta's combat system is, but it is still. It has a. Some people call it a gimmick, but I think the chain idea of like chaining enemies and creating combos by chaining them.
Yeah, you play Chupacabra. Really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking dope. You can pet dogs in it. The robot dog. You can you can drive them. It's just a fun fucking, like TBH talks about. You just turn your brain off. It's fucking fun. It's literally fun. And story wise, it's basically Ava. So I mean, if you want a little bit of that depth, it's there, but it doesn't get too deep like Ava. But it basically follows the same story. Like,
see, I should have bought that game. That sounds like that's something I changed.
You made a mistake. Like, it is a game you'd love to. Like, if you
like, I like simple stuff, but not too simple. You know, I'm not like the Dragon Ball Broly movie. You know,
yeah, it's not like dummy. You turn your brain off, but it's like you don't have to really be like in depth, like focused. But like there are moments in this anime. There's moments in this game where like you just want to jump out of your seat and be like, oh shit! Like when you watch anime and there's that crazy fucking moment and the music's perfect.
I don't do that when I watch anime. But
I don't care. You're a loser. All the fucking combat. You know what I'm talking about. All my weep stand up. Y'all know what I'm fucking talking about. It's like that, bro. There's moments in this game that will just have you hyped as fuck to play it. And like the boss fight, I will say the final boss fight in this game is some fucking Sekiro shit. I'm pretty sure if you play shit on higher difficulty, this boss will beat your ass. But that nigga does not play, bro. Like there's like 5 stages to this fucking boss. But all of it's dope. Highly recommend it. You can customize your own character, so you can be black, but they don't got a lot of black hairstyles, so I gotta nudge it some points for that. If you haven't played Astral Chain, please pick it up. They said, I hear you typing it right now. Go ahead and buy it right now.
That's not what I was typing about.
But look, we need more people to buy it. It seems like it already sold a shit ton more than Platinum was expecting, just like Nier. They said if this game does sell really well, which it seems like it is, they're going to turn it into a trilogy, which it definitely insinuates. It has a dope story. If you like cyberpunk, best way to describe it anime wise, if you like Ava, Psychopaths, or like mecha type shit, you'll like this game 100%. I'm willing to throw it behind there right now. I definitely say it's in my top 5 this year. And definitely it's a game of the year contender.
Pivot, Audible. Doubt. Speaking of, since you said cyberpunk, did y'all see that new cyberpunk gameplay that came out? That 15-minute demo?
Absolutely. Oh, we didn't have that, did we?
Yeah, I forgot to put that on the notes. I mean, just throw that out there. Trigger word.
Speaking of cyberpunk, yeah.
Like, you didn't like it, Kenny?
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just.
Oh, be careful, Kenny. You know they're gonna attack.
I know.
You know they like to kill Kenny every episode. Come on, man. I got high hopes. I'll just keep saying that my hopes are high. I do that for a lot of games. I'm let down a lot. I've been let down a lot this year. So, yeah, I'm hoping because it was looking got a little spooky with a lot of like the reports, and I think one of them was a more recent one was about multiplayer being implemented, and I was speaking to a couple people about it, how they would feel about it. It could go a couple ways. I just hope they don't go the GTA. Oh, let me ask you: Did you read the multiplayer article?
It was mainly just them touching on. It's not a day one thing.
It's long down the road. They were saying that's not their focus.
It might even come after they're done. I think it said they were going to be done after it'll come out after.
They said the game DLC then multiplayer. Yeah. So it's far down the line.
Super far down. I was like, okay, I felt a little bit more comfortable about that because there was rumors before that article came out, and so now that it was confirmed, I was like, okay, I feel a little bit more comfortable. Like I know it's a single player campaign and they're not going to implement any like a co-op mode or anything like that, which I think would kind of be cool. But at the same time at launch, I don't know. It's cutting it close.
As long as it's a free update, I don't care. I ain't paying for no damn.
I ain't trying to pay for shit.
Yeah, I don't care. They can do whatever they want, and the single player is still good. What's the name? Jay, did you see the gameplay?
Yeah, I got a chance to take a look at it.
What'd you think?
I mean, I'm not any more excited than I was at first. I'll say that. I'm still like being mildly optimistic about it. I'm hoping that this is one of the greatest games that I've ever played
of all time.
Yeah, but man, it's like I said, it's the hype is super real, and I just want the game to be great. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at like what they've been doing, like giving us little slices here and there. And then the multiplayer thing, I actually was not expecting that. I know it's just going to be further down the line, but just the fact that they're trying to extend the game past however long the story is, that's kind of cool. So again, I'm not mad at it. I just hope that whoever they bring on the team ends up making the multiplayer fire. But again, we'll have to see what happens with the main story when we play that to see like if I'll come back once the multiplayer is, which I most likely will. But again, we'll see. But again, like I don't really have any more opinions on it than I did before. Like I still pretty much feel the same.
Man, y'all too afraid. I'll say it right here, bro. That shit was disappointing.
Oh,
Damn. Okay, go ahead.
I'll say it. Y'all too afraid to say it. I'll say it.
Edgy.
And I'm a fucking hyper fan of Cyberpunk. Okay, look, the reason why I feel like that shit was disappointing was because we know for a fact, especially after last year E3, we know behind the scenes of how that shit worked. They showed an hour of Cyberpunk privately to the people who were at Gamescom. Or E3 last year. Ace saw it. Ace told us too. We know for a fact they got 50 minutes of this shit out there that people saw. Now, when they showed it last year at E3 2018, they put all 40 minutes of it on YouTube. This was 9 minutes of highly edited gameplay. And I get it. They were trying to hide story stuff, I guess. Okay, cool. But I feel they could have showed us a little bit more. It felt very corporate, if that makes sense. It felt very controlled of what they wanted us to see and what they didn't want to see.
Almost like the No Man's Sky demo.
Yeah, like the No Man's Sky demo. And
only Sean Murray can hold the controller.
Granted, I'm a huge fan. You got to understand. Like I'm talking about like I'm preparing to update my entire setup for this fucking game. That's how fucking hyped I am for this shit. Like I feel like my setup needs to be deserving to play this game. Okay, so you have to understand, this is not me coming at the game that like I got a hate boner for it, or I'm one of those like trying to hate on the game. Like I'm fucking hyped for this shit. Y'all remember last year? I was hyped as fuck to see that game. I've been waiting since Witcher 3 came out for this fucking game. But I gotta keep it $150, bro. I kind of wanted to see more. Is the way they was hyping it, I was expecting to see another 40-minute. I don't mind that cut the story stuff.
Or are fans hyping it?
Both are hyping. Look, they know how much hype it is. If they're not willing to show like the way they've been holding back all like content and stuff like that for the game, they know what they're doing, bro. It's called artificial scarcity. They're purposely holding back all the information possible for the game when they could be showing more. There's still so much about this game we do not know. There's still a shit ton we don't know. We've gotten glimpses of it, and I think, to be fair, from a development standpoint, I think it's because they have not finalized all the mechanics of the game, and they don't want to show something that they then pull out of the game, and then we got a whole controversy all over again of, the puddles, where are the puddles, and all this other type of shit. Yeah, or remember how
they're going to find something.
Or about Witcher 3, I remember a lot of people forgot about this, but remember when Witcher 3 came out, it was downgraded from the E3 trailer, so they were getting mad about it, but then they were like, but the game's good, so I don't know how we should act about this. So like, I don't fucking know, bro. Like, I just kind of want to see more. I still thought what we saw was pretty cool. I kind of wish we had saw a little bit more in depth. I'm hoping they show maybe more an extended cut before the end of this year. Look, I already pre-ordered the collector's edition of this shit. I got like 2 copies of this game coming in. So like, they already got my money, bro. It don't matter.
This man's just rambling.
It don't matter. We hype for this shit, bro. We hype for this shit. So
it didn't blow me away, but I'm still excited for the game, which is rare getting excited these days. Just for what I did take out of that 15-minute demo was it didn't show a lot of gameplay, but it just looked like a labor of love, and I don't get that feeling from most games nowadays. It just looks like they're being real meticulous about everything, and they really care about the game, and that's what keeps me excited. That's all I got out of the demo, I would say. Compared to like when Ubisoft shows off a game and like it's just Ghost Recon Breakpoint, another Ubisoft game. Although they did confirm in Legion that you can control absolutely anybody in the world, kind of what we were talking about in the one of the previous podcasts, and like they're all gonna have their own backstories and stuff like that. I'm like, how the fuck is that gonna work? Like, I don't know, man. That sounds like it's gonna crash. I don't know, but we'll see.
A lot of people just want the game to fail. Just out of all the little things.
Come on, Cyberpunk or Legion?
Oh, Cyberpunk with the the gender, like they got rid of the gender thing. Oh my lord!
Oh yeah, all those
I feel like the internet went off the fucking rails. I was like, it doesn't like okay.
Doesn't matter. You can still make a man or a woman. It doesn't really matter.
They're being so upset. They were crying about oh, look at my put me a man. Shut the fuck up, bro.
I just want to find any reason I hate something. I can't.
You can't even see your character.
People like that.
Exactly, first person, bro.
But hey, you know what? That's something else they complaining about. So you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, complaining about it being first person. Yeah, this is just a climate now. Like I feel like nobody really wants to enjoy something. Like anything that has a lot of hype behind it, they just want it to fail. And I don't understand why, but yeah.
Well, people are miserable. That's all.
Yeah,
you can
really it's like
they have shitty lives.
At the end of the day, video games are like for us to, get out of the real world and have fun. So
what was that one YouTuber?
Why do you want to have fun?
That said he was making a bunch of negative content because he was really the shit in it.
Oh, what was his name? I forgot. Funny because I talked about him in the video and I can't remember his name, but
I know what video that was.
What was his
video?
I forgot what
was it. Downward Thrust?
Oh yeah, Downward Thrust. Yeah. He said I was depressed, so I was making a lot of negative videos with the voice of gaming. Whatever.
The truth that nobody's telling you.
Apex Legends Voidwalker. Did anybody play this? I did not. I haven't. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of fell off Apex.
I did. I touched it a little bit.
What did you think of this event?
It was kind of fire because I went out for Apex for like a week. And then when I came back specifically just to play the event for that week. And man, I like it. I like the new little thing they put in there with Wraith, because I was wondering, she's a very from the beginning when they first there was a trailer and it dropped. She's a very like you didn't know much about her. Like they had very few files, even with the character files.
She seemed like a one-dimensional hard ass.
Yeah. So when they added on this type of backstory mission or just backstory area to her, it informed you a little bit more. And the new area where they send you to, so it's think of in a Fortnite when they had that big ass tornado. It would just whip you up in the air. It's kind of like that, but instead it's going to send you down into another part of the map that you can get out of. But it's a clusterfuck.
It's every man for themselves. Pretty
niggas are going nuts. I'm talking about niggas wilding. I'm like, man, it ain't even worth it at this point.
No, but, it's never worth it.
But it was it's really fun. It was fun for the most part. That's about it though.
Freaking that shit didn't interest me just because. I mean, let's be real here. Her Wraith's backstory, she's just bootleg Jack from Mass Effect. Come on, guys. The government experimented.
No, she travels through fucking dimensions. You your fucking
that's the one different thing, dog. Whatever.
That's a big difference.
No, that's a really it's more in depth.
Her whole back. Did you watch the short?
Yeah, I watched it, bro. It's just another person experimented on, and now she's angry and all this. I don't care.
She's not angry. She's trying to get the other versions of her from different dimensions free. That means for example, see this what I'm talking about, bro. You be missing shit. So whenever you use the Q for Wraith, have you noticed that there's flashes of yourself running through it?
Did you just accuse me of playing Wraith?
What?
She's one of the best characters.
Okay, you
trash.
Faster.
Don't let this guy hit you. Oh yeah, he's an Octane crackhead. I forgot. That's all he plays is Octane.
Faster.
Runs in heads first and then gets down.
Half toast, half to roast. You guys can talk shit.
How many voice lines you know now, bro? This man will. We won't even be playing Apex, and he'll just say faster. You
guys can crack all the jokes you want, but the common denominator when it comes to winning is I'm in the roster. I don't want to hear it, bro. Most wins is with me.
I heard the Nomad Killer be.
You don't be screaming at me the way you be screaming at JoJo. That's all I'm saying.
No comment.
Exactly. Yeah. This crackhead is good on the squad.
That's more of Siggy.
No, that's Sin. That's Sin Con.
Oh yeah. No, Sin Con's been getting nice. I've been training him. We got a W with Sin, so he's been getting kind of.
How many? Have you seen?
I mean, we got one, but
no.
we working on it.
I mean, Sin is a Haitian. He's a natural shooter. All you gotta do is help him out a little bit. He'll get it.
Oh my god.
What's the name? I think I kind of fell off of it though, just because once I hit like level 100 on the battle pass, I was like,
What now?
Yeah. When the new character comes out, I think I'll get excited again.
It has a bunch of new shit for you to do.
Yeah, I was hoping for the new character to get released before the season was over with, but because that's what I remember. I read an article, but it never was confirmed. So
Crypto.
Yeah, apparently they had some secret event for Crypto or whatever. He looks pretty cool, so I'll just wait till he comes out.
I'll probably be back on. I'll probably max out my battle pass so I can get another one for free, hopefully.
True. Moving on to the news side of the podcast. Nothing too crazy since the last podcast, so we're just gonna run down and see what y'all into. A Nintendo Direct happened. In my opinion, not a lot of like interesting things happened, but here's a few highlights. Terry from SNK or King of the Fighters, he was announced to be in Super Smash Bros. So bootleg Ken. Woo. Overwatch to the Switch at 30 FPS. Anybody?
Meh.
They showed some new Pokemon Sword and Shield gameplay, and then Luigi's Scream Pack Party mode was the new co-op mode, where you have like 100 people on the screen and shit. Is there anything that I meant? Like, is there anything from this direct that like blew you guys away, or like?
Pokemon. I keep up with Pokemon a little bit.
Pokemon.
What's the name? Are you one of the people that are upset that not all million Pokemon are going to be in the game?
No, but I know plenty of people that are fucking retarded. Like it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand how you can be so upset. Like nobody likes all 800. No, it's like 1,000 now, right?
1,000.
Nobody likes all 1,000 Pokemon. And then go back on a technical.
You trying to really convince me you wanted to use Growl? Like you don't. Come on, bro. Like
you gonna sit here and tell me. You gonna sit here and tell me you really wanted us? What's that? A Dunsparce. You really needed a Dunsparce in this game.
Well, that Pokemon looks like garbage. You really wanted that Pokemon? Really, bro?
It's literally garbage.
Ice cream, a Pokemon, there's some keys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the ice cream dude. Yeah, that was so goofy.
I feel like that's.
Lie. I kind of wish they had my nigga Flygon, but I'm not crying.
Oh, he's not in there?
I don't know if he is or not. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about this loser shit of people crying over this. I'll find out if my nigga's in there or not.
As long as they either have Salamence or Flygon, I'll be tight.
Yeah, as long as my nigga Flygon's in it or in Umbreon, I'll be happy. If they not, I'm not gonna be crying on Twitter or breaking my Switch over this shit. Yeah, I'm still gonna play it because there might be some cool new niggas in it, and I'll be like, oh. I mean, the old dudes ain't in it, but this new Pokemon's pretty cool. So I mean that
shit is those big ass Machops.
Yeah, that black bird shit. What's the name of that black bird? Iron Dark. Yeah, that nigga looks fire, bro.
That's a whole water type.
What the fuck's that? I forgot his name, but he looks fire. So I mean, they seem to got some new Pokemon that seem cool. So
I like the new. I'm curious about the multiplayer thing. They keep hinting
the raids.
The raids, and then that now that's like a camping thing where you can interact with the other Pokemon. It's like a hub type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of interested in how they're gonna do this, because for the absolute longest, I used to always wish, like, man, it would be great if Pokemon was like co-op. You could do like all these different activities with your friends, and you could go out and do double battles with your teammates, stuff like that. So like, I'm kind of curious, is it gonna be like a session type thing with the multiplayer, or is it just gonna be like a drop in, drop out type of deal? So I'm curious about that as well. Like when I say sessions, like Monster Hunters like type sessions. So I'm kind of curious about how that's going to go as well. But yeah, for the most part, I like that. I like that about Pokemon.
True. I think people got to look at it from a technical standpoint too. Like, realistically, creating algorithms for like thousands of Pokemon is just a pain in the ass. It's like, can we just let some of them go so they can focus on new gameplay?
You don't want to. I prefer quality over quantity.
True.
I mean, like y'all said, nobody cares about all these Pokemon. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I highly doubt anybody cares about all the Pokemon that they made throughout time.
What's the name? What about Overwatch on the Switch? Ethos, is that doing anything for you?
If it was cross progression, maybe. I mean, I haven't played Overwatch.
They didn't confirm.
I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got a pro controller, so like, I feel like I could maybe make it work.
I think the Xbox controller is compatible with the Switch now.
Is it really? Oh shit!
Think it was. Don't quote me. But I thought I saw something where
it's not part of the
recent
Microsoft
update.
Nintendo.
Yeah, it was a part of their partnership or
some shit?
something like that. I think it worked like a Pro controller. Don't quote me though, so I would do some research on that. I thought I saw something about it though.
And then there's Terry and Smash. So I mean, I might pick it up and play it for like one day and then go right back in that
crying about him too. Oh,
wait, what were they saying?
I don't know anything about him.
No one gives a fuck about Terry, or why the fuck they pick Terry?
He looks really cool, but I know nothing about him.
Yeah, people were losing their minds about that shit.
Fatal Fury back in the day, he's cool.
Where's Sora? Where's Dante?
No lie, those would be kind of cool. I think Sora would fit.
Yeah, he would fit from a gameplay standpoint.
He could fit right well. He could fit well.
But he's got it. No, he's coming to PlayStation All Star, so that's not possible. PlayStation All Stars too. Oh.
Isn't he dead?
Yo.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, he does. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. I thought he was dead or something.
Wow.
I don't know. I uninstalled the game.
Yeah, I haven't even finished it. It's
Well, don't take what I say as the truth. I don't know.
September. I got it day one and haven't touched it since.
Well,
I saw it. Look,
I don't know. Don't take what I say. I might have spoiled. I might not. I have no clue. I don't play Kingdom Hearts games, so could be completely talking out of my ass. But
why are you blaming him, Kenny? What do you do?
And I saw this man playing the Hercules one. I was like, man, this shit looks rough. I was like, oh shit.
People trying to justify the game because they waited 15 years. It's boring.
Do you want me to tell you what this is like, TBH?
I didn't play it until 2011, so like it really wasn't that long for me.
You want me to tell you a funny little side story is so like one of my roommates, huge, like a fucking massive Kingdom Hearts fan. So when he beat it, he kind of felt like, oh, I thought it was good. It was decent, right? But like it seems like a good half of the Kingdom Hearts fans are like fighting with each other because they hate the ending or the way that it ends up. And I was like literally watching this, like him, like he was like literally spending 15 minutes like just just banter, just pissed off about like why, like he's like, I fucking hate this fan base shit. And it literally gave me a PTSD flashback of Mass Effect 3. And I was like, oh, did this happen? I was literally like giving the call. I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. And I literally told him exactly what happened with Mass Effect. I was like, exactly what happened with Mass Effect will happen with Kingdom Hearts. They're gonna demand a new ending. They're gonna give you something as DLC. It's not gonna be fulfilling. It's not gonna be what they want. And they're still gonna bitch about it. And you're gonna hear this for the next 5 years until the rest of your days. And he just started crying about it. I was like, yeah, that's how it works.
So it just really sucked to see it go down the way it did because it had so much promise, especially and then for it to be delayed as much as it was.
I mean, that's what happens. The longer a game takes,
it's kind of Square's fault. It's kind of Square's fault too, because they kind of have a track record of biting off more than they can chew.
Yeah, I would say after what happened with Final Fantasy 15, I kind of had a feeling Kingdom Hearts 3 was like be controversial too.
I was like, at first I excused it because I thought they were supposed to release one after the other. Like I remember 15 was going to release in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, December, and then January was Kingdom Hearts 3. And man, when Kingdom Hearts 3 had a release date, I was like, oh, that's spooky. I was like, man,
this ain't looking too good.
Then they dropped the rest of the episodes for 15, so I'm like, okay, well. So much for that.
This is bad. This is really, really
and
bad.
That's what makes me kind of nervous about Final Fantasy 7 because they're doing it episodically, which is.
They said there's gonna be new content that we never seen before. I don't know what that means. Like,
hopefully they actually get to make the content.
Shit, they might fuck up Avengers too.
Ooh. I haven't even seen that gameplay actually.
New Saints Row in development. They say it's deep in development. I mean, the only thing I was gonna say is just don't make it like Saints Row 4.
I think everyone's yelling they want it to be like 3 or something.
Definitely don't bring it back.
They can
Hopefully,
bring it back to like the roots
2, 3-ish.
2 or 3, yeah.
Cool, but yeah, like when 3 started getting in super wacky and 4 was just like ridiculous. Not even the same type of game, bro.
I know somewhere DX is just screaming to the heavens.
Wait, he's a big.
Finally, yeah, he's a big Volition. He's a big he loves their studio, Volition, like because he really liked Agents of Mayhem, and he really likes the Saints Row games. Yeah, he's like one of the few people that like really.
Yeah, how did he finish Agents of Mayhem?
Yeah, that shit crashed for me. I couldn't even finish it.
I finished it.
I never got to finish it.
Another game JG has finished. Good job, JG.
I beat it, bro. Yeah.
I literally had a game breaking bug
I
in
know
Nas
that shit
mission.
glitch on TBH though.
He says this man's computer is fucked, bro.
Swear, bro. He can't never beat anything.
You can't catch a break, bro.
I always get the buggy games, man. I'm cursed. Should have never cursed at Ronnie2K. Telltale is back in some type of capacity. Some company picked up their brand or whatever, and then like they're bringing some people on board, but most of the people are still laid off. Does anybody care about this?
I do, because there's still hope for a Wolf Among Us. They still have that publishing, so we can possibly see that now. Other than that, I don't really care, because they're done with The Walking Dead, and they gave Stranger Things to Netflix, and we don't know about Borderlands: The Guardians of the Galaxy, but
all I really care about is Walking Dead and Borderlands. Other than that, I kind of, and Wolf Among Us was okay.
I was about to say, come on, man.
I didn't want to. It's not something I finished. I like it.
Bro. I saw the light when I played that shit, bro.
More fake deep shit by G.
Oh my Jesus!
This shit was so
But if it's
good.
not the same writers, is it even going to be the same game?
Yeah, so
I know that's what I'm scared about. That's what I'm scared about. But there's
So
still
here's
hope.
that's the negative thing about this whole thing is, I mean, I saw some hot takes when this news came out, because originally I saw the timeline and everyone was happy, and I was like, oh yeah, this sounds great, like, oh, they're back. And then I just started to see other takes, and they're like, oh, don't fall for this. This could seriously just be like the people who bought this were just like some, like, they weren't even involved with the original Telltale. They're just like some rich people who had the money, and they bought like the publishing rights for Telltale and everything else. Basically like liquidation, because they fell through. And now they're just doing the goodwill of like their name, the brand name, in order to like, you know, make some money off of it. And I thought of it that way, and I was like, you're right.
So
like,
it's just the name, but literally
like it's not like the people who own the company aren't the same. But they did say as a way, like when people were bringing that up, they went on record and they said, no, we want some of the original people who worked on these games who were Telltale, but only as freelance. And it's like even still, it's like freelance is not the same as having a full paying job. Like, and even still, I doubt many of the Telltale people, like they have like families and stuff, and I doubt freelancing will like help pay for that type of thing. So like, I highly doubt that a majority of them would even go back for like a lesser position with less money if they're not getting the same thing or even more than what they had before they left. I don't see why anybody would do that. It doesn't make sense financially. So, I mean, I'd be worried. Like, I'm gonna pray that they do Wolf Among Us. It's the same people and it all works out. But I don't know. It's hard for me to take all of like just all straight up positive news. Like, I feel like it's just a double-edged sword. It could go both ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last but not least, I got this Avengers gameplay on the thing. I'm gonna be honest, this shit did nothing for me. I still don't even know what this game is about.
I'm not even impressed. I'm not too impressed. I'm hopeful because Mua was a disappointment. But it looks just like old school Mua, just close up. That's all. I'm not jumping for joy or anything.
Same. I kind of, even when I saw it back at E3, I kind of wasn't impressed. And I was like, it's just what co-op game on rails of the guy.
Seems like another uncalled for live service that I'm trying to figure out how do you make.
And on top of that, the whole news of the make is like a red fucking. It's like Ant-Man's like DLC or some shit, and it's like, oh my god, they're gonna put like Black Panther probably and the rest of them behind DLC. It's like, oh come on, man. Like that has me like pretty fucking terrified that the game might not be. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you guys felt that too, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is a fucking yikes. Like every expectation I thought I had for the game, saw like what they showed. I was just like, bro, this is.
You know what? You guys are hiding it. I'm indifferent about it. I'm not gonna just dismiss it, but like I'm not really excited for it either.
Not really excited for it. I don't really like the character designs. Granted, that's good news from what I've seen from E3, but
I felt some type of way about Thor.
Weird. Yeah, Thor still.
I felt some way, but when I looked at him again, I was like, that's not bad. That's not good. Not
Captain America was like,
Cap is fucking weird. Like I'm just
I can stomach this. Iron Man looked fine. Black Widow was kind of It's dodgy. Hulk seemed fine to me. I think that was the only one that was.
Tony. I guess it just takes a while to get used to.
Yeah, because he's used to MCU.
Robert Downey Jr. Man.
Yeah, it's hard to see anyone but him.
Sorry.
R.I.P. to my nigga Iron Man. Too bad he died.
Oh, wow, spoilers.
Yeah, well, these niggas
at this point, if you haven't seen it, yeah,
they bad. They deserve to get spoiled at that point. Too bad he died for nothing.
Oh man,
he died for the Black Widow movie. Come on now.
Yeah, right. Too bad that
didn't get a movie nobody asked for.
Suits now. So I hate to see it.
That is all I got on my podcast notes. Do you boys have anything else you want to add to the conversation before we wrap this one up? Yeah. Okay. Well, Kenny, you the guest. You got the floor. What is your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 88? Go.
Well, I just want to say thank you everybody for having me. It's fun. I've been listening to you guys since I was about 16 now. I'm 21 now. So.
Oh God! Please
God damn it!
Please stop! You guys do this every.
I can't help it. I'm sorry. I like you guys.
Shit is depressing.
No, I think it's the age thing.
You guys, I know. Seriously, you guys are great. I really appreciate all your content. And like I said, I just want to thank you for letting me be a part of this. And yeah, I love games. Yeah, that's my statement.
Cool. All right. JG, you got the floor. Closing statement for episode 88. Go.
Yes. I just want to say again, thank you to Kenny for being available. Shout out to you for coming on the podcast. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone else who also supports us on Patreon. So if you want to be on the podcast like Kenny, then go ahead and consider pledging to the Patreon. I want to give a huge shout out to Anon. I don't know if y'all know this, because I know some of y'all aren't sports fans, but this man Anon's been having his music on these NBA and now today NFL clips during the huge game between the Cowboys and the Giants. I wish I could have saw it, man. So this man is doing some real big thing. It's very dope, like seeing him just making his progress from just having a little mixtape out there to now where he is. So huge shout out to him. And finally, like you said before, man, listen to what Vince said. Fuck with Game Illuminati, watch all our streams, because all you niggas suck. So there you go.
We gotta get that on a tag and put it like in the intro. Oh, y'all niggas suck. Watch Game Illuminati. What's your closing statement for the episode, Ethos?
Hey, yep. Shout outs to Kenny. Thank you so much for being here, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone who supports us. And shout outs to Anon. I'm so proud of him. Oh man, it's been so long. But I'm so proud of seeing him like just grow and finally get what he deserves. Also, once again, if you haven't gotten Astral Chain, please go get Astral Chain. If you're into the fake deep shit, please check out Control. I think it's a great game too.
Mind physics.
Yeah. And Gears is pretty good too, but just get ready for a field session. But overall, I mean, it's a good time for gaming right now. It's a good time for gaming. This year's actually been pulling out a lot of heavy hitters, so it's been fun.
Speaking of good time for gaming, my closing statement is what a time to be alive. Is the 2K community finally growing a backbone? I don't know if you guys look, but on Twitter,
trending number 4.
Yeah, trending number 4 is hashtag fix2K20. Finally, the 2K community has banded together and voicing that this game needs to be fixed. Yeah, it's trending in the United States.
God, it is.
Just gotta fix the right shit first.
Yeah, so shout out to the 2K community finally realizing their power.
Said, please help us. Help us, 2K.
The worst part about this though is I clicked on the hashtag and I see one of the top tweets is, all I need is for y'all to give me credit for creating this movement. Like, bro, we trying to get the game fixed and you worried about your clout. This is the 2K community, boy, I tell you. Boy,
why are people acting to tag Keemstar? Like, what? Keemstar ain't got nothing to do with 2K. What is he gonna do?
Take all the credit.
That's so
if it wasn't for me, you niggas wouldn't be here.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So I appreciate everybody coming through and listening to Gaming Illuminati episode 88, as well as Kenny coming through. Be sure to take the show on the go. We're available on all podcast platforms. Be sure to support us on Patreon, and we will see you guys on the next episode of Gaming Illuminati podcast.